Okay, so when you think about American culture, what comes to mind? Probably the big stuff, right? The Statue of Liberty, Hollywood, skyscrapers. But what if I told you the real essence of American culture is found in something as simple as a cup overflowing with ice, or just hearing the phrase, have a good one? Today, we're diving into the small, everyday quirks that are uniquely American. So, we're about to get into some of those fascinating cultural habits that often surprise visitors from abroad. And, they're the kind of things that can even make Americans themselves pause for a second and wonder, why do we do that? First up, let's take a look at the daily rhythm. The fundamental patterns of an average day in America. We're talking about everything from the morning commute to those quick, casual chats that seem to pop up just about everywhere. So, in huge stretches of the United States, driving isn't just an option, it's pretty much a necessity. After decades of suburban growth and not a ton of investment in public transport outside a few big cities, for most people, getting anywhere means getting behind the wheel. The car is freedom, sure, but it's also a requirement. Now, here's something that always catches people off guard. Americans have a deep, deep love for powerful air conditioning. I mean, it's totally normal to walk in from a blazing hot summer day into an office or a store that is so cold, you'll seriously wish you'd brought a sweater. It's just a culture of complete climate control. And at the very heart of this American rhythm is a core value, relentless convenience. The expectation that you can go grocery shopping, pick up a prescription, or even get a workout in at 2 in the morning, well, it reflects a society that truly runs 24/7, putting immediate access and efficiency above almost everything else. You will hear these phrases constantly. It's basically the soundtrack of American small talk. It's this common, almost automatic, friendly exchange you have with strangers, the cashier, someone you pass in a hallway, the person next to you in line. It's not really about having a deep conversation. It's more about a quick, positive social acknowledgement. This idea of constant access and convenience leads us perfectly into our next section, the culture of consumption. We're going to see how what Americans eat, drink, and buy really shapes their entire cultural landscape. So what's this number all about? Well, it's the standard tipping range for service. And for many visitors, this is one of the biggest culture shocks. In the US, a tip isn't just some optional bonus for great service. Nope, it's an expected part of the deal. It actually makes up a huge portion of a service worker's income. And when we're talking consumption, let me tell you, size matters. The portion sizes for both food and drinks are on another level. A medium soda here could easily pass for an extra large in many other countries. And the idea of getting free, unlimited refills on your drink, that's a very common perk. And the quirks just keep on coming. Americans love their ice. Order any cold drink and it'll probably come filled to the brim with it. Then there's something you almost never see anywhere else. Commercials on TV for prescription drugs. The US is one of only 2 countries where powerful medications are marketed directly to people, just like any other product. All right, let's move on and look at how American culture often embraces this idea of going over the top, where more is more really does seem to be the unofficial motto a lot of the time. One of the very first things you might notice is just how visible the American flag is. It's not just on government buildings, it's everywhere, on people's porches, on car bumpers, on their clothes. This kind of outward, high-energy patriotism is an absolute staple of the cultural identity. And when it comes to holidays, oh boy, especially Halloween and Christmas, decorating isn't just some small tradition. It's a major event. People will literally transform their entire homes into these elaborate displays, sometimes with lights and sound and moving parts. It can honestly feel like a friendly neighborhood competition to see who can be the most festive. This enthusiastic spirit totally extends to the food. The American palate has a real thing for combining sweet and savory flavors in ways that can seem pretty unusual to other folks. I mean, think about classics like chicken and waffles, or bacon drizzled with maple syrup, or even a burger served on a glazed donut. It's a bold culinary signature for sure. And finally, there's something you've probably seen in movies, school spirit. And yes, it is very, very real. This intense pride for your high school or college, with pep rallies, massive sporting events, and formal dances like prom, it creates this whole unique social world that is a huge part of the American teenage experience. So, after looking at all these quirks, from the icy drinks and 24/7 stores to the over-the-top holidays, what's the bigger picture here? What does all of this really mean?
Well, when you look at them all together, you realize these aren't just random habits. They're all threads that weave together to form a very distinct cultural identity. It's a fabric defined by that relentless push for convenience, a deep seated consumer culture, and a vibrant, often loud sense of community and patriotism.
And that brings us to a final thought for you. Taking a moment to notice these small, everyday details is a really powerful way to understand not just another culture, but your own as well. So, what's that one little thing, that one quirk, that perfectly captures the spirit of the place where you're from? It's something worth thinking about.